Well, hello there, YouTube. Man, I'm really asking for it today. So I get up this morning, there's, it's just blue skies. Blue skies, it's about 35 degrees, 34, 35, somewhere in there. And then about 45 minutes, an hour ago, the fog rolls in. I don't know if there was just a, what do I have flapping? Must be something on my code or something somewhere. I hear flop, 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 flop. But anyway, I don't know if there's just a patch of blue skies above our house or what, but this is what I'm riding in. Crazy and crazy cold. You know, it's amazing how long that temperature gauge stays at what my garage is at. It's still saying 61. It was 61 when I started in the garage, and it's set outside for at least 3 or 4 minutes while I was getting my crap ready. You think it would react quicker than that? That's a good thing and a bad thing. You know, the bad is that it doesn't react as quick as you want it to, but the good thing is it's probably seated in somewhere where it's not going to get erroneous readings. From what I've seen from it so far, it's been absolutely accurate. Whatever it says it is, you know, by the, you know, your different weather apps or whatever, it agrees with it, so can't complain about that. But I'm telling you one thing, those things definitely take the wind off your feet. But it's still hitting me in the kneecaps. It must be that air gap in between there. But so yeah, I'm getting a direct blast on my kneecaps, but from my kneecaps down, it's just like silent air, which is way better. Because any of you guys that ride Harleys or any of these twins, you know, there's no girth to them. Unless your feet are on the back pegs, you get no heat off the motor. Because floorboards or forward controls, you're pretty much in front of the heat. So your feet and stuff are just basically out in the elements. But anyway, this is the once defunct Hero 4 Black, the now revived Hero 4 Black, thanks to GoPro and their firmware version 3.0 point whatever, I have no idea. But anyway, the initial 3. I shouldn't be so happy because I couldn't use the damn thing for how many months? The thing was absolutely junk. And I mean, I literally just quit using it. I'd use it when I had to. So part of getting the silver was to, one, I had, other than my Hero 3. Look at this guy. Did he not realize the log truck was coming by? I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but I don't think he was going to stop. He goes, I got my package and I'm running. Ain't no log truck gonna get in my way. But anyway, I've done multiple tests with this black, so I have literally no concerns with it anymore. Oh, the one thing, since we touched the camera thing here, I won't make a whole deal out of it. One thing I've noticed, I'm getting more than an hour, consistently more than an hour out of my Hero 4 Silver with version 3.0 firmware on it. Now, I have no idea how far this thing will go. Clearly it'll go over an hour, but at that hour point, I still have 1 bar of battery. So how far will it go? I really don't know. I tried to, well, actually I like the pump on the other side of this one, but I shouldn't because the the nozzle doesn't, the pivot doesn't twist on it. It's kind of a contorted thing trying to put gas in this thing. I feel like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All I got is that Columbia Sportswear jacket underneath my TPG Rainier. I'm using it as a liner. And I don't know if that's what's causing all the puffiness or just, it seems like this jacket's this way whenever I put anything on underneath it. But I rode the Street Glide. This is Friday the 23rd, yeah. And I rode this last Friday. That was the last time I rode the Street Glide. I know I haven't posted any of that yet. But yeah, I was lazy coming home. I usually put gas in it on my way home, and I don't know if I was running late or what the deal was. I guess I should probably be ready to receive gas before I get the nozzle all ready here. Jeez. Oh, nice. This one doesn't twist either. I thought it did. I did grab the super one, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, I didn't lift the nozzle. Like, oh my God. But that pump right there, which is easier to get to, because you got easy exit out, it's super, super sensitive. And just one little touch of it, and it blasts fuel. Boom! I mean, you get like 50 cents per squeeze out of it. Anyway, I hate that when I don't mind doing it with the Spider because it's my ritual. But this thing, you know, I can go to work like twice on it, it seems like, before I have to fill it up. It's got a range of like 270 miles. It's crazy. But I was lazy last Saturday and didn't fill it up. So here I am on my way to work, which slows me up. Anyway, I'm going to bounce out while I'm finishing this up. We'll talk to you here in a sec. Alrighty then. Got her topped off with some nice fresh super petrol there. Oh no. I don't know what my deal is here lately. It's amazing how many people I get caught behind. I was going to be a D-bag and pass this guy on a double yellow because I'd be around him before he knew it happened, but I just have this crazy knack of catching people here lately. Even on roads where I never see traffic. It's nuts. But what are you going to do? I could be living back in Portland like I did years ago, and you can't even move half the time. Traffic's so thick. But it's cold, you know. I think, well, you know, I can ride the DR, I can ride the Venture, I can ride the Iron. But this time of year, riding anything other than this or the Venture could be a could be a rather chilling experience. Not that I haven't ridden the naked Sportsters out and stuff like this, but it does make for one hell of a cold ride. Riding that Spider too much, I want to use the Japanese style turn signals there. So it's only showing 47. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way I came off of that hill and it warmed up that much. If it actually is 47, by the time I get to Vancouver, I will literally have sweat running down the spine of my back. So this kind of fogged in, wintry look, this is pretty much the norm for this time of year. What's a gift at this point is the fact that it's dry. And 47 degrees, that's a very doable temperature. But Harley, you know, I think it's Garmin that it's a Garmin GPS, or they're the ones that make it for them. Even though it's a Delphi thing, there's a deal. It is a Garmin, the actual navigation thing. But anyway, I can't interact with this thing while I'm going down the road. If I see a point of interest or something like that, or I try to change my destination, or make any kind of interaction other than zooming in, zooming out, or stopping the navigation. That's the most I can do. I can hit the thing there and stop it. But other than that, it won't let me do anything. I can't do anything. A little message pops up. I forget what it says, but something about, you know, you can't do it while the vehicle's in motion. Man, I'm telling you, those them soft lowers makes the hugest difference ever. You know, I'm still getting wind on my kneecaps, but it seems like the higher speed I go, the less pronounced it is, which I have no problem with that. But it's saying 49 degrees, so she's obviously settled into what the actual temperature is. So for what I'm wearing, these Climb winter gloves, that Columbia sportswear jacket, using that thing as an interliner with this first gear TPG Rainier, it'll be 65 or better when I get to Vancouver, and I will melt. Man, for 49 degrees, the cold seems to be soaking in. Probably because I was hot at the gas station. Sitting still. I'm having one of those mornings, and I hate when I have these kind of mornings where I'm just like disorganized. And you're like doing things over more than once. Like, oh, I forgot that. I had to go back into the house once again today. And then I caught myself at the last second. Almost locked myself out of the shop with my backpack, which has my keys in it, sitting on the floor. Because I had this coat out in the garage. So usually I put all my gear on and walk out. You know, all I gotta do is push the bike out and put my helmet on and take off. But I had this jacket in the Spider on Wednesday night. When I brought it home, I cleaned everything out, and I took the jacket was in the saddlebag, and I threw it on that little table that I've left sitting there now. And I've come used to that table because there's so much of my kit. I don't even have a workbench anymore. My entire workbench, huge workbench, is completely full of all my kids' stuff. And you know, it's one of those things that if I go out there and clean that and throw a bunch of stuff away, he's going to freak out. For the next 2 years, he's going to be going, you threw that away. There was a cylinder head for a two-stroke or whatever. It was right there on that bench, right where I knew where it was. There's no way you know where any of that stuff is. It is just a complete cluster F. I don't know why I keep complaining about it. He ain't never come to clean it up. He comes over every once in a while and goes, I'm going to come up and clean this thing up. I'm going to surprise the hell out of you. But, and they probably will eventually. And it'll be just that, a big surprise. But, you know, he's a young kid, busy, and, well, that doesn't make me any less busy. And that doesn't do me any favors because he's made a mess out of my place. But, you know, kids will be that way. And then one of these days he'll have his own kids, and going, how can you leave a mess like this? This is my shop. And I'll be sitting there going, yeah, I remember those days, boy. We all go through that. I remember my dad getting on to me about keeping the shop clean. I was guilty of it too. And man, I would leave his workbench a mess. A huge mess. Oh man, I remember we'd go out to work on something and I didn't have all the tools put away, and he'd have to dig around through my junk on the bench to find the tool. That was not a good day. You know, and he was never one of these people that screamed at you or beat you or anything like that. He would get you with that, with the mental thing, you know. He'd have that look, and he'd have that like disappointment, disapproval sound to his voice. That was, I used to joke around, and yeah, I tell my mom, you know how you have secret conversations with your mom, you know. But I tell her, I said, I think it'd be better if he just pulled that belt off and beat the hell out of me, and then we just go on with the rest of the day. Instead, you know, he give you this guilt trip that you'd hang on forever, you know. But it's all part of growing up. The things you learn. It's funny, the things that your kids do that aggravates the heck out of you, and if you stop and think, you did the exact same thing when you were a kid. I'm in the Vancouver area. I'm actually just like 3 miles from my exit, and it's nice down here. It's 51. It's not as big of a jump in temperature as it normally is, but I've gotten used to it. Those lowers, those soft lowers, man, what a godsend. What a huge difference those things make. I'm just wearing these Red Wing Romeos, so they're not the warmest, they're not even a boot, but yeah, my feet are fine. This thing usually freezes my feet. My Road King and Sportsters, well, I get away with the Sportsters because I ride on the back pegs, and I pick up a lot of heat off of the engine, so my feet stay nice and warm on those. But I would have to be wearing my first gear pants. I just have my Stearns ring gear that I've been using as riding pants for literally, good Lord, it has to be 13 or 14 years now. And they were in perfect shape until I burned a hole in the inside the right leg on those wrap pipes on my 72. God, those pipes were so hot. Anyway, I'm at my exit going to work. I actually fired you up because I was riding with that guy on the Harley, and God almighty, that guy was flying. And what's funny is, I first seen him, I was closing in on him back in Ridgefield, and he's like going really slow down the freeway, you know, oddly slow. I see cars, you know, going around him and stuff. Well, as soon as I got up behind him, he just takes off. Man, he was coming down 205 like a madman. It looked like it was a street bob, but I couldn't get close enough to him. You know, that rear view, it was a Dyna of some sort. You know, from directly in the rear, until you get close enough to him, it's kind of hard to tell. But no shield, no nothing. Looks like he just had a regular leather jacket on. It looked like he had some chaps on, so I'll keep his legs nice and warm. Man, that old natural riding with no protection whatsoever, that could make for one hell of a cold ride. Look at that Kia Soul with the racing stripes on it. That's kind of cool looking. I don't know if that's a factory thing or this guy had it done or what, but it's kind of neat, kind of old school looking. Old 250 Ninja there. But yeah, the those lowers made a huge difference. Can't believe the difference they make. If I do a lot of riding, I may get the fairing lowers, those little shields that they go down. But I, that's probably a little drastic for me. But if I was going to take some long trip in cold weather, boy, would that keep things nice and controlled. And the thing I can't get over, it's so cool about those soft lowers, is it's literally, you know, those ballistic clips or whatever you call those things that are so standard nowadays. You just unclip them and they slide off. And because they're nylon, they just fold up nice and tight. And we have made it to work. Burnout zone. Alrighty. Man, look at all the points of interest popping up on my my nav system there. Alrighty. I appreciate you guys following me to work. I see my stack of spiders for some reason didn't just fix themselves overnight. Funny how that works.